Carol-Gianotti is going to start the match. We are here at Denbigh Lanes in Newport-News, Virginia for the championship round finals of the Quantum Technologies Old Dominion Open. And boy, does she start off powerful.
That was a great shot. That's the same area of the lane Carol played most of the time. Same basic equipment. She told me her shot was pretty similar to what she had to bowl on all week.
Lane breakdown for Jeannie.
Very similar. Actually, dead even. One more strike on lane 28.
And that was the lane. She finished up on the 10th frame, so she was getting a practice shot. And she answers Carol's call with a strike of her own. Jeannie appears to be talking to herself. Is this something she learned from her sports psychologist?
Possibly. She didn't mention that.
37 years old, 9 national titles and 4 regional titles. Recently married to Jeanne-Naccarato. And beautiful second shot for the double.
This could be a really tough match. They're both playing similar lines.
Ball speeds also look a little similar. Carol might be a little harder.
Now Jeannie's been trying to get her track up higher, closer to the fingers, and Carol's been trying to get her track down lower, away from the fingers.
Whoa, ringing 10.
That was a good shot.
Now why is Carol trying to get hers lower?
Carol felt that her roll, as we mentioned in the Open from bowling in Australia with drier lane conditions, her roll was too heavy. She didn't have enough side turn. She had to play the heads or the front part of the lane too much because her ball got into a roll so early. So she's actually trying to spin it a little more to get the ball to slide through the heads a little bit more. She's also moved her ball up a little bit. She used to hold it hip high. She's got it higher now. She takes a 5-step approach. Breaks her wrist back, cups it at the top of the backswing, get about head high. Good deep knee bend. She's a real smooth release. There you saw the bandage on her leg there. She actually pulled a hamstring earlier this week. And she did say it was tightening up before she came on to bowl this match.
Coming up a little bit light, leaves the 2-pin. She hit inside target as well?
Yes, and the ball slid again.
That's different when you hit inside target and you actually go light. And you hit outside of your target, you're going to go through the nose.
You know, she straightened that ball out to shoot. A lot of the players don't do that for left side spares, but Carol has started doing that now. End over end to shoot at all her spares.
Jeanne-Naccarato right now working on a double.
You can almost get a view on that ball of the track area I'm talking about. See the ring around the ball there? It's close to her fingers and thumb. That's, you know, a 3/4 roller. That's about where, you know, it's a real good position. You get a little bit of skid, a little bit of roll.
Coming up light. Leaves the 7-8. Not something you see too often. How makeable is this, Jan?
Well, you saw her shoot the 2-4-5 earlier, and the ball hooked across. Now that she knows that, I think she'll have a good chance to pick this up. She needs to fit the ball between the two. The ball will take out both of the pins itself. She's probably got about a 75% chance to make this.
Takes one. She now is trailing Carol-Gianotti.
She moved left to shoot that and went straight at it. Our problem being she probably didn't know what the conditioner was doing in that area of the lane.
It's also hard to judge the back end reaction too. If you move a little bit right, too far right, you're going to get too much snap on the back end.
Correct.
All right, trying to get back on it here. As you can see there, Jeannie is now trailing by 3 pins. Makes the adjustment, comes up high, leaves the 6-pin.
She's struggling right now. I believe as the lane started to change, the conditioner carried down. Now she can't go straight up the boards, but if she tries to point it a little bit, she gets to some fresh back end area earlier and it hooks onto the nose.
Well, she opened up with 2 great shots, and then it appears she has lost it. Jeanne-Naccarato slides by the 6 pin, but she'll have a chance when we come back to try to regain the lead. It'll be Carol-Gianotti up. Don't go away. We're back. This is Carol-Gianotti's shot. Comes up through the nose. Big break as she just leaves the 4 pin. Boy, you saw the 4, 7, 10 all standing at the same time. She still has a 13 pin lead though. Seems that the pace has definitely slowed down, and they both came out just like they were going to strike the whole game.
Well, I think it's just extremely warm right now, and I don't know if that's getting to the players or not, but...
All right, Carol-Gianotti picks up the spare, but meanwhile our sideline reporter, Kim Kennedy.
With me now is Cheryl Daniels. Cheryl, great bowling this week. You had a great week. Sorry, that was kind of a tough loss. Tell us about some of the things that you did during the break or a month off that you were able to keep all of your momentum from the spring because you had such a great 5 weeks out there.
Well, what I tried to do, Kim, was just try to key in, find out what my keys were to my success this spring and try to focus on those key elements when I practice. So I really just tried to make sure I didn't make any changes and keep a good rhythm. And that's pretty much what I did during the summer.
Was it really hot down there? Did you think it affected your bowling at all?
It's pretty much been hot like this all week long, so I really don't think it affected me any more than it did all week. It was pretty similar to what it was like all week.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Cheryl. Leila?
All right. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Cheryl. Carol-Gianotti also struggling here, though. Came up a little high, left the 6-10. It appeared she hit those dry boards a little earlier that time.
She did, and you know, again, we've said it before, but it appears to be a very wet, dry condition. It's a difficult condition to play on. I think Lisa Wagner could have a good shot on this because she can throw hard. She can get in the dry area of the lane and throw hard, and the ball won't overreact.
Lisa also dominated the tour in the mid-80s when we bowled on a lot of wet, dry conditions.
She is excellent on this.
Jeannie coming up a little bit high. The 1986 Lin Shu Player of the Year.
Now, right now, Jeannie had worked, like I said, to get her track higher, get more roll. Right now, the way the lanes are changing, she'd be better off with her track lower, get more skid through the head so she could play the drier area of the lane.
No problem with the 3-6-10. What do you think caused her to slide by that 6 pin?
It really, both shots, the 10 and the 6 that she missed, it did not look like she was even all the way through the shot when the ball came off her hand. So I don't know if it was perspiration, if, you know, go to a different ball, it's a different feel, and it just came off her hand, I thought, extremely early.
And when that happens, obviously not getting the roll on it, causing the ball just to slide. Jeannie still trailing now by 11 pin. Oh, inside, very unusual leave. Put the ball right between the 1 and the 6.
Right, she's really lost out there right now. Again, the ball slid too long, finished hard late, and was able to get the proper angle to go between the 1 and the 6. She's probably going to shoot this like a normal washout. She's going to try to hit the left side of the head pin and have the ball take out the head and the 2, and the head pin take out the 6 and the 10.
No, she actually went, whoa, solid 10 pin. That looked like a ringing 10. All right, we're going to see how this actually happened. Very unusual for her type of style to leave this type of leave also.
Right. Normally, a player that hooks the ball more, see how the ball just hooked really late and got the angle to get through those 2 pins without touching either one.
Meanwhile, back with live action, Carol-Gianotti almost left the 5 pin, spins around a little bit, says, hey, okay, I'm going down.
It also appeared that head pin and 6 pin were a little farther apart than maybe they normally would be. That's why I thought she'd shoot it to the left, but she almost picked it up the way she chose to do it.
Carol-Gianotti leading by 16. Another strike here in the 7th. She could increase that lead by 26. Oh my. Big break as she flips the 2 pin for the double. Stay with us. We'll have more action from Denbigh Lanes here in Newport-News, Virginia, when we come back. Welcome back to Denbigh Lanes here in Newport-News, Virginia. Carol-Gianotti right now with a 35-pin lead with only 2 frames to go. Oh, cuts through the heart of the pins, leaves a 6, 7, 10.
And while we were gone, Jeanne-Naccarato actually switched to a different bowling ball, tried to move farther into the dry area, but she spared and struck. And then Carol-Gianotti got up and left a 10-pin on the right lane and spared it up.
She opened the door a little bit here for Jeannie. She gave a run at it, did not convert the split. Jeannie can still shoot a possible 200. She would force Carol-Gianotti to throw 3 strikes to tie. What a turnaround these matches have been.
Both of them amazing.
A shot at Jeannie's knee here, as you mentioned, the leg support.
Right now, all she can do is walk or ride a bicycle. She can't do any other working out. But she's hoping when she gets home, she'll be able to.
Really needing that one as she was working on a strike.
See how she's gone to a shinier surface ball, so she's able to go move right and go more direct at the pocket. Better shot she's getting to the pocket, but she's only carried 1 out of the 3 shots.
All right, she converts the spare.
This is after that first shot. She needed this strike so bad. Take a look.
Disappointment written all over her face.
She knew that was a turnaround in the match right there if she could have struck.
Best possible score, 180 for Jeannie. Still forces Carol to mark. Oh, no.
Oh, my.
Solid 9-pin.
Those were 2 really good shots by Jeannie.
When things aren't going your way, they definitely are not. Jeannie has not won on TV since 1993, but she won the last match, so she did break that streak. However, she is going to finish 4th here tonight. Check over $3,500. She was real close, too, on the spring tour. A lot of 6th place finishes for Jeannie. She was just like knocking on the door every week.
She's been bowling well this year. She's got other things going for her. She's on Storm shirt staff, Contour Power Grip staff, and Tail Active Sportswear also.
Every little bit helps out here. And it never fails. Usually you strike on the fill ball, but Jeannie doesn't. She says, hey, what's 1 more pin? Ends up with 168. Not a high-scoring match. A lot of lane changes going on right now. Carol high. But it's all academic. As Carol-Gianotti will be back to take on Lisa Wagner. But first, Jan will have an interview when we come back.